Hey, everybody, welcome to the Supernatural Beer Bros podcast. I'm your host, Andy, and I'm joined today by Ben down San Diego Way, aka Brutus,
What's really good with it?
and my esteemed brother Ronnie up in the frozen north of the wall with the frozen skeeters under 10 feet of snow.
Yeah.
The North remembers.
The North remembers. Yeah, Ronnie from now on is going to be known as our friend north of the wall. Or we'll call him Ronnie. You should nickname yourself on here like Ben did and call yourself the Wildling.
Lord of the Night's Watch up here.
Oh, you call yourself the Night King. Anyway, so our topic for today is an alien abduction story. The abduction of one Carl Higdon took place, I believe, October 25th, 1974.
Yep.
Is there copious amounts of probing?
Who was president in 74?
That was Gerald Ford. Yeah.
So maybe that would explain the food and energy crisis back then.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been the peanut farmer yet. That's too early.
The peanut farmer.
Yeah, old Jimmy Carter.
Mm-hmm. Well, shit. Now we got the Scranton Kid.
The mean streets of Scranton.
The Scranton Sniffler.
No, you had it right the first time. The Scranton Sniffer.
So what do you have on our friend Carl?
All right, so we'll start at the top.
Carlos.
Carlos. No, it's Carl.
Not at the table, Carlos.
All right, Ronnie. May I start this rendition of this epic tale of adventure and abduction?
Oh, right after I ask you, do you remember that part of The Hangover when he's got the baby and he's like making him look like he's cranking one out at the table? He's like, look, he's spanking his little weenus. Not at the table, Carlos.
I only saw that movie once, and it was a long time ago. I don't even remember that part.
Oh, man.
So, all right. October 1974. Carl Higdon, 41 at the time, saw he had a problem to deal with in regard to feeding his family during the upcoming winter. To solve this problem, he decided to go hunting, to fill his freezer with meat,
and to sell his ass to some aliens.
And he found an animal to harvest. He had done this. He had done this several times in the past, but this time his trip would take a bizarre turn. Yeah, he would offer his asshole to aliens. Anyway,
did they take the probe out and it was like a floppy dong that was like, oh,
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But no, I don't think he got probed. He might have, but I don't think so. He doesn't remember it. Anyway, his story, unlike many others, has some physical evidence to corroborate his tale. His tale takes place in Wyoming. Carl got a call from a coworker early in the day, telling him that his coworker was calling in sick. So Carl decided, it'd be a good day to also call in sick and get some hunting in. Though
slackers.
Right? Carl had a wife and 2 kids to feed, and with the rising food prices at the time and a dwindling supply in his house, he figured it would be a good constructive use of his fake sick day to go elk hunting.
Okay, Carl is no longer Carl. He is Ferris Bueller.
If he bagged one of those, it would feed his family for months.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. So my man was doing a good job.
Yep.
Had good intentions.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah, I guess that's right. Ferris Bueller had no good intentions with his day off.
so Mr. Higdon, on his way to go hunting, he spied a car broke down on the side of the road. So, being the great guy he was, he pulled over to see if he could help. While assisting the people in getting their car started, and rolling down the road again, they told him of a much better hunting spot than the one he was planning to go to. Apparently, they told him to go down the road a ways and head out on this trail and stop. Then to hoof it miles out, past like way further than he's used to going, over a ridge, and all the game was out there in the middle of nowhere on the other side of this ridge in an area he was unfamiliar with, all by himself. Sounds like a setup to me. Anyway, he was now heading for the Medicine Bow National Forest.
You got a pretty mouth, Carl.
And if
Sounds
I
like
remember,
Andy's strange night when he woke up drunk in the middle of nowhere in fucking Colorado.
well, I'm going to tell you right now, if I remember correctly, I believe me and Ben did an entire episode on the shit that goes on in national forests.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, with feral people and all kinds of shit.
Well, here's one to add to the list.
Yeah.
Hey, Carl, you ever seen the movie Deliverance? Actually, that might have been released right around this time too. I forget.
74.
Yeah. You
I
gotta meet
forget
my
what the other one-
cousin. My cousin out there. His name's Billy Joe Carl Bob Danny Frank.
Hey, Mr. Spaceman, as long as your hands are free, reach over here and fondle my balls, would you please? Oh, man. All right. Thank you, George Carlin. Rest in peace. So he arrived at his destination around 4 p.m. Shortly after his arrival, he ran into a game warden he knew named Gary Eaton. He informs the warden, or it was the other way around, I don't remember, who I guess was also his friend, that he was going deep into the forest over the ridge to try his luck there. After entering the park, he changed his mind again when he spied an area he liked kind of concealed behind a hill. Almost immediately when he got over there, he saw a small herd of elk, approximately 5 of them. So naturally, like any hungry hunter worried about the future, he got excited and took aim at one of the animals and took a shot. Oddly, he noticed that there was little to no recoil felt from the hunting rifle, and he said there was little to no sound from the shot as well. When he took the shot, he said he saw the bullet leave the barrel, and it was moving so slowly it was floating like a butterfly. The
He
bullet
took his airsoft gun instead by accident.
Yeah.
but it stung like a bee.
So the bullet eventually dropped to the ground about 50 feet in front of him. After the bullet fell to the ground, he began to notice the utter silence of the forest. There was no sound at all coming from anything. No birds, no wind, no other hunters, nothing tromping through the brush, nothing. A total silence. You could hear a pin drop.
Silence. You lack discipline.
And he said that there was a strange feeling of static electricity in the air, similar to like what people often feel when like there's a really gnarly thunderstorm coming. So we have some kind of similarities there, Ben, to that when we did the recent episode, the wartime supernatural encounters. You remember the story about the Afghan phantom that we
Right.
talked about
Right.
when they said that they felt like the air was electrified,
Oh, so kind of a potential connection here.
could be. I mean, but
Andy, so do
what
you
he
think
sees is nothing like that, though.
Andy, do you think at this point is the point where he heard a strange roar from a creature in the woods?
No.
This might have sounded something similar to what is on our sound bites. Like,
No, he didn't hear anything like this. But he heard it sounded similar to this. Oh my god. Anyway, so
That's probably what those two hunters probably wanted to do with them. They probably wanted to probe poor Carl.
Oh, he didn't hear that because Carl was the one that was going to be making that noise.
so everything seemed to be moving in slow motion around him. He took a few steps forward, then some more, and retrieved the bullet he fired. He noticed immediately that the lead core of the bullet was gone, and the copper jacket was all that remained, and it was bent and misshapen, almost like it hit something. Then suddenly he heard a twig snap somewhere nearby. So the bullet, the lead was gone, and all that was left was the copper jacket.
Okay, wild.
Interesting.
It was pretty wild.
You know what would have been wilder is if the copper jacket was not bent or misshapen, but the lead was just gone, so it was like a hollow jacket.
I know, that would have been weird too.
That would have been more weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Carl immediately whirls around to look and raises his rifle. And what he sees at first, he thought was another hunter, so he lowered his rifle again. But it wasn't. It had 2 arms, 2 legs, like a person. But when it came closer, he began to realize it wasn't human. God damn it. My fucking kid and his fucking Xbox bullshit, man. Really getting annoying.
Rip it out of the wall.
I got these notifications keep popping up on my screen. Like, literally, I just had to close like 20 of them.
This is a drama that's been playing out for over a year, Andy. You've done nothing about it.
Only this, I can't do anything about it because I've tried to delete the fucking the Xbox app that's on my computer because it comes on it like pre-installed. It won't let me delete it. Oh, I don't know, but
Kind of like this story. Once you're done hearing it, you cannot delete it. You can't unhear it.
yeah, exactly. It had 2 arms, 2 legs, like a person, but when he came closer, he began to realize it wasn't human. It was wearing a skin-tight black outfit with what looked like straps crisscrossing its chest. It also was wearing a metallic belt that had a yellow 6-pointed star on it.
So the alien wears spandex with a belt.
It has a star of David belt.
Yeah, it's
them yoga pants on.
It's a space Jew.
Jews in space.
I'd laugh even harder if he came in with like a fucking Mr. Tux banana hammock.
So, okay. It had no ears, very tiny eyes, no eyebrows, and the hair on its head was very coarse, almost like straw was growing out of his head.
I'm formal, but I'm here to party.
It had a small it had a small slit for a mouth and 3 large human-like teeth. Large, like chiclets sticking out of its mouth.
God.
So
it's the fucking OP conventions in town.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Instead of like 2 buck teeth, it had 3.
And at this point it screamed like Bigfoot.
I've been trying to reach you about your warranty.
Yeah, that'd be funny if he said that.
Yeah, it would be more funny. He said, "Excuse me, sir, do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?"
So it had no chin to speak of, almost like the head just kind of went straight down.
It sounds like, hold on, that kind of sounds like friggin' Alfred Hitchcock.
Interesting.
So in place of a right hand, there was some type of a cone or a drill-like device. So on the left hand, there was nothing. It just ended in a stump. And it had 2 antennas on it on either side of its head. 2 antenna-like objects, like the typical cartoon alien.
It sounds like Scuzzlebutt from South Park.
Oh yeah, kind of. Huh?
Shoots big dripping wads of boiled cabbage.
So as it moved towards him, he noticed it was walking bow-legged in its gait.
Yeah, that's because it has big old friggin' testes.
So you
When
remember you huh? Go ahead, Ben.
When it landed on Earth, the Earth tilted a little bit.
So as it moved straight toward Carl and well, it moved straight toward Carl and addressed him directly, saying, "How you doing?"
No, it didn't.
Revving on its drill arm thingy.
Wait, is that really what it said?
No,
No, I wrote
of
this.
course not.
I wrote
Oh.
all this. I'm not making
No,
it
it
up.
did
This
do
is
that.
the story. I just
This is
worded it.
what you said happened.
I added a little bit and embellished some, but
These are your
just
your-
minor joke things I kind of added, but like that, for example. But the "how you doing" thing is what the alien said to him. The revving on his drill arm thingy is what I added.
He said, "No, you're staying now. We're gonna play."
Oh no, don't cry. You staying now. We gonna play. As he positions himself carefully behind Carl and proceeds to service the account and drill his ass.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Brutal.
Reamed them out proper.
Anybody have any thoughts on this thing so far?
Well, look, the fact that it so I find it interesting that he said its legs were like bow-legged because that's what you associate with cowboys, honestly. From riding for years on end. So
He's gonna go all
that
Brokeback Mountain on him.
so that's what made me think about immediately. Is like, okay, are these cowboys with elaborate costumes? Because
Well, this is all about gay cowboys eating pudding.
Yeah.
I don't know how to quit you. Yeah, so that's what comes to mind so far. Is like the bow-legged comment was interesting.
Well, you know what? Like the way he described it was walking the bow-legged walk. Kind of reminds me of like if you watch a chimp walk on two legs. You know,
Yeah.
like
So the mountain he was on, Andy, wasn't called Brokeback Mountain, was it?
no, it was called.
Wait, didn't that take place in Wyoming?
Yeah.
It might have.
Well, maybe it did. I don't know. I never saw that movie, so I don't know. I refuse.
I never saw it either, but
refuse.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I have it on DVD, but you read excerpts, and it's like in 1961 in Wyoming or whatever.
Well, you were in the Navy, so.
oh my god.
Well, all the branches have been cleared now, so welcome.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Shots fired. Just a joke.
Fats in the fire.
Do the Navy have any jokes about the other branches? Like what do they?
I'll think of some.
I mean, the most common.
Like I said, the entire fleet has been cleared now, so welcome to the club.
Well, like the most common ones that I hear, are either the Marines making fun of the other branches or the Army making fun. I haven't heard anything from the Air Force making fun of like the Army or Marines, or the Navy making fun of the Army or Marines. That's what I was curious about.
I mean, with the Marines, it's always like, various jokes about crayons and, crayons being a Marines cuisine and a delicacy and
dragging their knuckles and
then the Marines basically saying that if you're not a Marine, you're basically a bitch. You suck
it's like that one. It's like that one TikToker that does various things. Like he says, this or that with the branches, and he's like got the Army, Marines, Air Force, whatever.
Oh, yeah,
and like the Marines, he's always like, rah, 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 rah. So it's like drinking with the army, and the army. He's like, he takes a shot and he's like, more. And then the Marine is next, and
Yeah.
he just takes a shot. He's like, how much?
Yeah. And then he like turns
And
a
it translates.
and then he like turns a box of crayons over his head, like
Yeah. Oh, "Rah," and like the translation says, how much did Army drink? He's like, more than you. He's like, "Rah, more.
more. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll tell you guys after this, but I just got done reading this book that was so sickeningly Marine Corps. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it was fucking funny. Anyway, so moving right along.
Yeah.
So Carl responds to the aliens, "How you doing?" by saying, "I'm okay."
Because of course that is what you would say to an alien who just said, how you doing, and you're totally surprised, but to see a creature this disgusting standing in front of you, and your immediate response would be, I'm good.
So he was responding while trying to hide his fear.
See, and you know what? That would often be my approach, no matter the situation. Like, because I don't want to like cause an incident if I can help avoid it. So I try to keep cool and calm, no matter what. Like, it could be a bear speaking in a French accent, and I'll just be very cool with it all. I mean,
Yep.
Fire your weapon, Blythe.
So
I will draw on fire and start an interstellar war.
Yep, me too. So the creature then asks him, "Are you hungry?" And Carl says, "Yeah, a little, I guess." So the creature then floated over to him an offering of a pack of pills. Oh, so you're going to take random pills from some creature and you don't know its intentions?
Cue the Eminem song, that, what is it, blue and yellow purple pills.
Oh, yeah. I've been to Mushroom Mountain.
I don't think the alien gave him those pills. I think he was eating a few of them before he showed up.
Maybe. So the creature told him to take one. Now this is one of my own notes. Never take pills from strangers. The creature told him the pill would last 4 days. He took one of the pills without hesitation, which was out of character for him because he didn't even like taking aspirin. So to take a mystery pill from a humanoid creature whose intentions are unknown would always be out of the question, but it was like he couldn't help himself.
He told him that he told him that they were ecstasy, but it turns out they were roofies.
Well, after you hear the rest of the story, it's probably like DMT pills or something, because yeah, he sees some fantastical things.
Yeah.
So after taking the pill, he became aware of a transparent cube-shaped object behind the creature. The dimensions approximately were 5 feet by 5 feet. He figured it was the creature's craft. The creature asked him, "Do you want to come along?" Carl shrugged his shoulders like, "Meh, what the hell?"
Of course, because nobody's going to be looking for him to come home tonight.
I wonder if Carl had a fight. I wonder if Carl had a fight with his old lady before all this happened.
I don't think so.
Because he's way too nonchalant about all this just to be like up and away with, some extra.
He might be under some kind of psychic mind control from the creature.
Well, think of it this way too. He had to call out of work to go hunting for elk because he's worried about his family starving, and he's going to get on a ship with an alien instead.
Yep.
Well, his family sits at home and wonders where the fuck he is. And if they're really starving, then they're like, "Oh shit, what are we going to do now?"
He desperately wants to get away from his wife.
Wow. That old ball and chain is the real fucking winner there then.
You are hairy like animal.
It's her. Could you imagine being with somebody like that, like where their husband was so desperate to get away from her that he was willing to get on an alien spaceship to get away.
Just fly away to
Not-
parts unknown.
Well, and accepting strange products or goods or foods from that unknown creature.
Right? Especially in pill form. You don't know.
The hop-
what goes in the capsules.
If it's DMT or ayahuasca, that it's some friggin' souped up friggin' DMT to last for 4 friggin' days.
Yeah, but the thing is, isn't DMT and ayahuasca, aren't they smoked? Like, you don't eat that shit, right?
I think it's like
they smoke it, right?
ayahuasca, I think it's drank. I think they mix it in like a drink and you drink it.
I think DMT, I think they smoke it.
I mean, I heard it's the same type of effect, just DMT doesn't last as long. Ayahuasca lasts longer.
Yeah, I hear DMT is pretty short, like maybe a 5 or 10 minute trip tops.
Yeah, but the funny part is that 5 or 10 minutes is described as friggin' hours on the other side of it. But you come back and only like 10 minutes has elapsed.
Well, yeah, it's kind of similar with this story, I guess. So anyway, after he shrugged and was like, "What the hell?" The creature took this as consent. Everything after this, his memory is spotty.
It's implied consent, man. You didn't say no.
Exactly. He didn't say no. So
Asked you if
everything
you could put that finger in your bum. You didn't say no. So I mean, I wanted to test the waters.
I mean, you winced a little bit, but you didn't say nothing.
I think his drill of a hand on the right arm might be a little bigger than a finger.
That little squeak you put out when he did it didn't say no.
So everything after this, his memory is kind of spotty, which to me isn't surprising because he took a mystery pill from a stranger.
Right.
Well, Carl was an oil driller. I forget if he worked the rig or he had some position in the oil industry. So I'm wondering in Rawlins, Wyoming in 1974 if they tested their oil workers for drug use.
Yeah. So basically he ran into the alien version of the old man from Family Guy, like, "Hey Carl, come here. I got some candy on the ship for you."
Come get in the van. I got some bunnies in the back.
I got some bunnies, puppies, and kittens and candy canes in the back for you.
All the fuzzy, fluffy little animals you can handle. You can pet them all.
Sure, why not?
Come here, Carl. Reach into this box of candy. I got something good at the bottom for you.
Oh my God, Andy.
Let's see. Take a pill from this alien fella, or go home to my old lady screaming about me about the TV again.
Yeah, and screaming that I didn't come home with elk.
Yeah, I bet he. Well, if it was me, I would have told this alien, "Look, you better buy me dinner first."
I don't know where you come from, ET, but where I come from.
Yeah, where I come from, certain courtesies must be observed first before anything like this can occur.
You must buy me dinner before penetration.
This is the way of the land here, ET.
It's right. If you don't know what they say, you're gonna find out. When in Rome, you do as the Romans do.
So, next thing he remembers, he was strapped into a seat with some sort of helmet on.
Oh my God.
So it's a safety conscious alien. That's good.
Well, maybe their version of OSHA is pretty strict.
So he could sense behind him while he was sitting in the seat that the 5 elk in the herd that he had been hunting were right behind him in the ship.
That's some good shit he gave him.
So the creature took the elk.
So 5 elk, the creature, and him all fit in a 5x5 cube ship.
Dude, this isn't the first time I've heard a story of an abduction where the ship looked small, but after they got on board, it was enormous.
Well, I mean, I mean, all things being equal, I mean, it's possible that maybe out there's a craft that can just, shrink you down to size, or maybe it's just an illusion that it's so small.
I don't think that this is the same concept like of tiny houses where they look tiny outside, but they're laid out in such a way when you go in, they look bigger than they are. I don't think this works here.
I mean, again, it might just be visually small on the outside, but perhaps you're essentially transported to a different dimension.
So it's a grower, not a shower.
Look at Ronny. So, so Carl said he saw through the seemingly transparent floor as the creature waved its arms about, and he saw his truck and the ground recede away from them at fantastical speed. So they were shooting straight up, incredibly fast.
Did
Not
the
my
truck
truck.
recede? Did the truck recede as fast as his hairline?
Ronnie's got jokes today. All right.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
And they're actually spot on, so hurrah.
Pretty much.
Huzzah.
So, again, his memories while aboard the ship are sporadic. And Carl says that there was another creature of the same type on the ship. And Carl was being floated down this lit corridor to participate in some type of examination.
Here we go. Drop your coat and grab your toes, boy.
I'm going to show you where the wild goose goes.
Now squeal, big squeal, piggy, squeal. Whee!
Carl, I'm going to butter your bread.
Oh my god, he's so bulgy. He's like a moose. It's disgusting. I'm sure it is, sir.
Oh, it's just yeah, I'm sure it is, sir. No, the creature at some point identified himself to Carl as ASO1. It's like an acronym, I guess. ASO.
So like Aso sweet and sour sauce.
Maybe Astro Ship Officer 1. Maybe ASO1.
Asshole one.
Asshole 1. Yep. So the creature told Carl after the exam that he is not what they want and that they would take him back. Rejection. It's not you. It's me.
This is a pathetic specimen.
Oh, Carl, it's not you. It's me.
Uni-human.
You make me a better alien.
Oh my god.
You tell your doctors if they don't stop poking me with their needles, I'm going to start breathing fireballs from my eyes. Oh, shit. Ben, you really got to read those books. Anyway. Well, it's better if you listen to the Audible audiobook version because it's acted out excellently. It's funny as fuck.
Yeah, the guy does all the voices and everything. It's funny.
No.
So Carl also said while on board the ship, he experienced an intense light. So bright, in fact, that it was physically hurting him. But through the light, he said he could make out some sort of tower. It kind of looked like that Seattle like Space Needle tower thing in Seattle. So
So it was a long, smooth shaft, complete with 2 balls.
yeah, apparently. So the tower was surrounded by this aura of shifting colors. Now, keep in mind, Carl is tripping balls from the random drug he took from the alien. So, Carl was escorted inside the tower by the creatures who weren't walking but floating beside him as they moved. So, inside the tower facility, he was put in some kind of a room on the way in, where something scanned him, like a light of some sort. And I don't know, maybe this is a DMT trip. Who knows?
The Men in Black headquarters, like the movie.
Yeah, I like that kind of.
Where all the wayward alien species that come on the planet have to reside and check in and get scanned.
Mm-hmm. So after the scanning, asshole one came back and brought him with him. Along the way, the alien explained to Carl what was going on. The creature told him his race had been coming to Earth in search of fish and animals, and they would use these fish and animals to make these the pills that Carl had taken as a form of food, and that these pills were designed to satiate hunger for 3 to 4 days. But
So they were just
apparently,
meal replacements.
yeah, apparently, and I guess Carl was already at this point. He was feeling hungry already. And I guess it was explained to him that he wasn't. I guess the alien wasn't aware that, but he was now, that the human metabolism is much faster than theirs. So, whatever. So anyway, he told Carl that they had to come to the Earth because the oceans of their planet turned like yellow, and that all the fish in the ocean had died, and they went to other planets to get resources for food. So basically, food, and make these pills for space travel and all that shit.
Stop pissing in the water then.
So
Jesus Christ.
now get this. He also told Carl that their home planet was 163,000 light miles, not light years, light miles. From whatever that means.
Carl's
What the fuck
just
is
out
a
here.
light mile?
Carl's just out here inventing his own science.
Guess so, man. But to be fair, light exists. Light's like one of the only things that exists both in a wave and a beam simultaneously.
You mean a wave and a particle?
Particle as well. Yeah, that's what I mean. Wave and particle, I think.
Waveform and particle form are the two different forms, two main forms of.
Yeah. So maybe it exists in dimension as well, like size and whatever.
In the quantum realm.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe light is measured in distance where they come from, or in their dimension, rather than distance measured in how fast light travels in a certain amount of time. You know what I mean?
What do you think, Ben? Are you well read on quantum mechanics?
No.
I am rudimentary. I have a rudimentary knowledge of quantum physics and mechanics. Not much, though.
Believe me, I'm way in over my head, even at this low level portion of it. So I lost my place in my epic tale. Oh, there we are.
I have a rudimentary understanding.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how long we've been recording, but we're getting close to the end of the story here. So
I'm pretty gay.
After that, Carl recalls seeing other human beings there on the aliens planet in the tower or whatever. So including 2 little girls, one around 11, another 13, and a teen couple, a man and a woman, probably about 18 years old, and an older man, probably around 50 years old. All of these people were tripping balls just like him.
Did Carl start shooting ropes?
No, he didn't.
So they all just had some weird, like, probably connected dreamscape.
Maybe.
all
Maybe
met
they-
this.
Maybe they were all tripping and ended up on the same plane.
Maybe.
How'd you get here, man? Oh, this cowboy alien with a weird walk gave me a red pill or a green pill or whatever.
Yeah, so the 50-year-old man looked at Carl. 50-year-old man looked at Carl and said,
The Lord tells me he can get me out of this mess, but he's pretty sure you're fucked.
Yeah.
yeah. So after that, oh yeah, I saw that. Okay. I already read that shit. Oh. Maybe these other humans, this is just kind of a side thought of mine. Maybe the other humans are some sort of hybrids and they were, they were modified just enough to where they could survive on the alien planet,
Interesting.
but not look like the aliens.
Sort of a beta test.
Yeah, I don't know. Just a thought. So,
Freedom.
so I guess Carl didn't even get a chance to talk to any of these other people. He only saw them from a distance, and these other people were kind of just walking around oblivious and didn't even notice that Carl was there.
Yeah, so they were in as much of a stupor as him. Nobody's aware of their surroundings. Just kind of there.
Look around you, Morpheus. Look out there in the world. Billions of people just going about their lives, oblivious.
You know what I can't stand about you humans? It's the smell.
I can taste your stink. And every time I do, I feel I've somehow been infected by it. It's repulsive, isn't it?
You humans are a plague. I am the cure.
So, as promised, Asshole 1 was returning Carl to Earth. During this trip back, Carl remembers Asshole 1 was admiring Carl's weapon, his gun that he was hunting with, stating, this thing is pretty nice for a primitive. Asshole then proceeded to take the pills back that he gave to Carl, which upset Carl because this was the only piece of evidence, hard physical evidence, that he had on him to corroborate his story when he got back.
The dog. So he had a galactic dog ate my homework situation.
Mm-hmm.
Can't I have just a little bit of peril? No, it's too perilous.
Can I please have a little bit of peril? Oh, goodness. All right. So when they arrived back at Earth, Carl was unceremoniously dropped on a 9-foot rocky incline and took one hell of a fall down the incline, sustaining minor injuries. So basically they hovered above the ground, above this little rocky outcropping. It was maybe about 9 feet high. And they basically just booted his ass out the door and he fell.
Yeah, a likely story. I think more likely he made the whole alien story up to cover up the fact that he's a dumbass. Fell down the rock.
Yeah, he went.
Maybe I didn't bring no elk meat home. I know Jimmy John is starving, but these aliens,
Strangest thing happened to me.
baby,
I'm
things beyond your comprehension.
I'm not saying it was the aliens, but it was
It's
the
the
aliens.
Well, you know what my daddy used to say? My daddy used to say, blah, 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 blah. Oh, he did, didn't he? Wasn't that fucking lightning? You know what my daddy said? Fuck your daddy. Fuck your daddy and his wrinkled, rusted, rural country asshole. Shit.
Oh my God.
So after his tumble down the rock face, He walked to his truck, and he found it 5 or so miles away from where he remembered parking it. And keep in mind, he was returned on the same day that he was taken. And basically, it was the same day, but it was late at night. So it was dark already. So Carl got in his truck, and then he broke down for a little bit. Like, he started crying and shit, I guess from stress and shock. So,
And coming down off of DMT.
yeah. Oh, he was coming down hard.
Oh, wicked had.
Especially after that alien got done reaming him out good and proper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the alien dropped him off far from his vehicle just to see how well he could walk after the rump roasting.
Yeah. He tanned his hide good.
Let's see how far you can walk, boy.
All right. So
Did the aliens leave their fucking probe in his ass? Did they leave it there?
I don't know, but I hear with a quick medical examination, it's pretty easy to tell when someone's been anally raped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if it's an oversized, like, cone-shaped drill, like the size of your arm.
Inflamed hemorrhoids and so on.
Prolapse rectum.
Anal seepage.
I mean, to be fair, these sound like side effects for any number of drugs that have yet to receive FDA approval. So,
Pink sock.
What?
possible side effects are anal leakage, hemorrhoids, death.
Pink sock.
Oh my god.
All right.
They left their anal beads up there.
All right. So when Carl finally gets a hold of himself, he turns on his CB radio and begins rambling and begging for help. So apparently, at this exact same time, some of his coworkers happened to be listening to their CB radios, and they heard Carl calling, but they didn't know it was Carl. It just kind of sounded like Carl. So they called Carl's wife at the house, and they were like, asked her like if she knew where Carl was, and she told them that he was out elk hunting. And his friends told her that they had someone on the CB that might be Carl, and that he might need help. Everyone at that point was trying to figure out where Carl was and what his status was. Now, yeah, I already said this. All this was happening on the same night that he went missing.
So remember, kids, don't take drugs from strangers. In fact, don't do drugs at all. But if you do, don't get them from strangers, especially alien strangers.
Yep. That's pretty much it, bro.
What did the alien like hold up a fucking dime bag in front of him? He's like, you get the stuff, man. I got what you need. You got what I need.
I have what you need, and you have what I want.
So apparently there was a search party organized for him, and I'm kind of going off this little article right now that I found. So there was a search party at the time organized for him, in which Carl's wife joined the party. So when he finally did respond to the search party, he exclaimed wildly, "They took my elk!"
Oh my god!
Oh my god! They took my elk.
He sounds like a fucking
everything
loon.
else. After everything else he experienced, all the shit he experienced,
Yeah.
the first thing he says, "They took my elk."
Yeah. Who took your elk? The aliens, man. All right, that's it. Where's the guys with the white coats? You're going away.
All right, Carl, we're gonna take a little drive over to Cheyenne to the university.
All right, yeah. So when they finally got a hold of him, he was placed in a police car, and they took him to the nearest hospital. The rest of the search unit,
Katy Pines.
so the rest of the search unit, with great difficulty, eventually managed to remove his truck from its mysterious location. So they had even they didn't know how the truck got in there. So
Yeah.
As well as the injuries sustained in the fall, doctors would notice how bloodshot his eyes were. Oh no shit. The man's been tripping balls for the last 8-9 hours.
And then
Smoking a little devil's
tumbled down
lettuce,
a
have
hill.
you?
Yeah.
Been smoking some of the devil's lettuce, have you?
Not to mention I'm sure when in the intense pain from the anal reaming had his blood pressure pretty high. He probably popped a few blood vessels in his eyeballs.
Now, Carl, this is Wyoming, not California, boy.
We don't look kindly on that gay shit around here.
You just take yourself to San Francisco, Carl.
So anyway, further tests would reveal more intriguing results. His blood, for example, appeared to be enriched with nutrients and vitamins, more so than the average person. Even stranger, scarring on his lungs from exposure to tuberculosis had seemingly disappeared. In short, as Dr. Tongo, who examined him, would state, he's now in A1 super condition.
Tongo, was this fucking doctor like a big Samoan or something?
I guess. So it is hard to imagine that this transformation isn't connected to the encounter. It was the following day when Higdon began to remember the encounter in full. With his consent to do so, the authorities would inform the press of the incident. This, in turn, would attract members of the UFO community, researchers, and enthusiasts to seek out Higdon to hear of the mind-bending events.
He was smoking that Maui Wowie. Oh, fuck. I cracked myself up.
Now I'm curious what Carl looked like. I need to see if he
I'm sure he looks like a typical Carl.
Maybe there's a picture of him somewhere.
Oh, the drawings of his description are hilarious, by the way.
Right? I got one here. Hold on. I'll share a screen. I'll share a screen right now.
Oh my god.
Look at this thing.
Oh my god.
You are gay.
I can tell with that arm already. He went elbow deep.
Oh yeah.
That's why they
Tell me,
they walk.
How
That's
does a
why they walk.
creature? Go ahead, Ben.
I'm saying that's why they walk bow-legged, because it's part of their alien initiation rites.
Yeah.
So tell me, how does a creature with arms like this build a spaceship?
He's more of the ideas man.
They're into furious fisting, apparently.
Or at least it looks like what is that? Like a wedge or a blade?
What, this?
Well, some of the pictures show no left hand, and on the right arm, it's just like a knife or a blade or something.
Yeah, look at this other picture. Was that almost looks like the guy from one of the characters from that stupid video game that came out like a year or two ago, that Among Us?
All
The
right.
alien looks like a 5-year-old drew it. Was that the police sketch artist?
Oh, you know what? I just had an idea because look at this drawing. You see the cube, and then you see this little light or aura around it. Maybe this is a portal. Beam me up, Scotty. This is a portal. The ship isn't there. That's just a portal that takes you to the ship.
Well, that's what I was trying to verbalize. Yeah. It was probably just it could be just a medium.
Could
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
So I believe that's just about all the pertinent points.
Are there any pictures of Carl though?
There's a video here, but he's an old man in this video. Some kind of interview. I don't know how long it is. An hour and 13 minutes? Yeah, no thanks. Maybe we'll skip to.
I just want
Oh,
to see what
yeah.
he looks like.
It's a,
Yeah,
it's a Zoom meeting. Hang on. Let's see if we
I
can-
just want to see what he looks like. That's all. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
that must be his
I
wife.
found a picture on Google Images. I typed in Carl Higdon, Wyoming images. Yeah, he looks like a guy who tripped balls out in the Wyoming woods and then fell down a hill and then came up with a BS
Yeah.
excuse.
this is the 70s, man. He was smoking some good shit.
Got it from those college kids in Jackson Hole.
Yeah. This is a guy. I don't know.
Mm.
You see him?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Wait, is
looks
this,
like a wife beater. He looks like a guy like you'd see him on Cops, like a domestic violence call.
yeah, you know what? I was thinking the same thing, but
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, this was probably like my guess is, if I had to assume, is he had like a weird homosexual experience out in the Wyoming woods with one of those other hunters.
now Ronnie,
And
look
he-
at this.
I know. I was zoomed in on that too. He has his booger hook on the bank switch.
Dude, that's exactly what I was gonna say, Ronnie. What do you notice? What's the first thing you notice about this picture?
The first thing I noticed is he has no trigger discipline.
Exactly. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't put a hole in his fucking roof.
well, he probably did just to keep the aliens away.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That photo looks so weird. It kind of reminds you of the Lee Harvey Oswald photo.
It did actually. Like I was trying to think where like it kind of reminded me of something, but I couldn't think of what.
Yeah, Lee Harvey Oswald. Yeah,
Interesting.
of course. Lee Harvey was allegedly standing outside, whereas this guy is inside. But so you can't determine like shadow and shade patterns.
I have a confession to make. I was the second gunman on the grassy knoll.
Yeah. You ain't gonna make it through the night now, Andy. They're gonna be banging your door down. Gonna snatch you out of bed.
Yeah.
Get your butt naked ass down. Get your butt naked ass down.
Oh, and he's thinking, somebody get this guy some clothes. Yep.
Is that what you do as a defense mechanism when they grabbed you?
Just
Just
start
rip a
shitting.
big wrong one.
You start shitting on yourself. Yeah. All right. Anybody else got anything to add? How about
Yeah, when they come and grab you, Andy, you to give them fair warning. Like, I ate Chipotle tonight, just so you know.
all right, let's do our round table of the round table of fat. So fat scale, Ronnie. This story.
Mm. I don't know. It sounds pretty.
Thin being fake, obese being real.
Oh, it sounds like this one just walked out of a concentration camp.
So thin his hips aren't even working.
This one's emaciated. I don't know, Andy. It puts malnourished to shame.
Yeah. How about you, Ben?
Yeah, this one's starved to death. I mean, it's just such garbage. And it's like seeing the like artist depiction of his description is hilarious.
Right. So This one to me is like the mummy, like say the mummy of Tutankhamun got stuck in a microwave. And they put him on high for like 20 or 30 minutes, and then that way it's not just stretched over dry skin, it's crispy skin now, and mostly just bones.
Would he not like explode like a hot dog in the microwave if he
Well,
did that?
that's the point of being mummified. There's no more moisture in there to explode him.
True.
But that's not saying he couldn't catch fire.
Yeah.
You ever stick a dry sponge in the microwave?
No, but I'm gonna guess you have.
It'll burn.
I know. I was there.
Yep. No
You
shit. There I was.
Put a Brillo pad or steel wool in the microwave. See what that does.
That's just retarded.
I've heard that. I mean, I've seen video of it. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It catches fire too, after lots of sparks and lightning.
Yeah. On Zombie Fallout, I think it's book 4. They're making fun of this one soldier who's an idiot. Or no, it wasn't. No, it was on the Indian Hill series. They're making fun of that Peter Pender guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, he's so dumb. He put a can of tuna in he put tuna fish in the microwave before he made a sandwich. And he's like, yeah, so some people like weird shit. He's like, it was still in the can.
And I just watched. I listened to that part yesterday. Actually, I got to that part, and then they're making fun of him even more because he injected himself with striver blood or brain matter, whatever it was.
Brain matter. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now that we've finished the fat scale, well, you guys should know where to find us by now. But if you don't, you want to hit us up, do it on email me or us, supernaturalbeerbros@gmail.com. DM us, SBBpod on Instagram. And we're on all the major podcast platforms and also YouTube. And I believe that's about it, unless you guys got anything else to add.
Nah, sir.
I think that's about it.
Yep.
We just gotta make sure we let them know we gotta use our nuclear deterrent at the earliest convenience. So.
This. Oh, that's your executive order authorizing full use of our nuclear deterrent, sir.
Are you out of your mind? I'm not going to start a war.
We're already at war, sir. We have to nuke them. We have to nuke them now. We have to strike now, sir. Annihilate.
Annihilate. Kill. Kill. Kill.
Oh my God.
And the Supernatural Beer Bros podcast. We're signing out.